in the beginning, I was actually the second black girl at my university.
Okay.
So my roommate was actually the first. So she was like, "Girl, you're in for it. Face everything with an open heart." You know, because it doesn't make sense to have this horrible outlook going in. You know, be realistic.
Yeah.
But don't be pessimistic.
Welcome to the Melanated Files. In this series, we highlight and share the stories of black people from across the globe. Remember to subscribe to this channel for weekly videos and also follow us on social media for regular updates. Let's get into the interview. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of the Melanated Files. Of course, you know my name is Ranzo and I'm your host, and today we're joined by Nlicia. We are once again in Seoul, South Korea. We're gonna talk to Nlicia and find out her story. She's a student here in South Korea, so it's a different perspective. Let's see what she has to say. Nlicia.
Hi.
So introduce yourself to the world, tell them who you are and what you're doing in South Korea.
Okay, so my name is Nlicia.
Yeah.
I'm from the islands of Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
So I'm a student here at National University. I'm actually pursuing my second bachelor's here.
Okay.
It's in Korean Trade and Commerce.
Okay.
And I've been here so far for 1 year.
Okay, so your second bachelor's, what's the first one? What was the first one?
My first bachelor's is actually a bachelor's in physics.
Okay.
With a minor in environmental physics from the University of the West Indies.
Okay.
So
UE.
Yeah, UE. Yes, I went to UE.
Well, y'all know from the Caribbean as well?
Right, I'm a UE grad.
Okay, cool.
So I did my first degree there, and then I found myself having a really hard time finding a job in my field.
Yeah.
So, and I really love science, but then I got involved in administrative work for businesses. And I realized that I was much better at that than I was at science. So I spent 5 years after graduation running other people's businesses.
Okay, in Trinidad?
In Trinidad.
Okay.
So 5 years of business administrative experience. And I started to get involved in, entrepreneurship. I had my own business back at home.
Nice.
So Truths by Nlicia on IG, it's still there.
Okay.
I may expand here in Korea. We'll see.
Okay. Just spell it right now. Spell it.
Okay, so it's at Treats by NLICIOUS.
Okay, check it out.
IG,
All right.
okay?
Yeah, continue.
So, actually, I'm 29 years old.
Okay.
And on my 28th birthday, I felt stuck, which is the case of a lot of Caribbean nationals, especially in Trinidad. We have a very high literacy rate, but our employment rate is very low. A lot of us are underemployed.
Okay.
I felt very stuck professionally and personally. I felt as if my main thing is to live a very purposeful life.
Yes.
And I felt like if I wasn't doing that, I spent 5 years running other people's businesses, making everybody else rich, not really contributing to my country in any real way. And I always felt like from a young age, I had more to contribute. So on my 20th birthday, I actually said a prayer, and I told God straight up, I was like, I am tired. I need a change, and I need it to come now.
Yeah.
I don't know which way you're going to send it, but I need a change. And I'm at that point where I've done the personal work that's necessary.
Yeah.
And I think that it's about that time for my life to change.
Okay.
I always wanted to travel. I always wanted to leave Trinidad, but not from the perspective of, I hate my country, I want to leave. But I wanted to leave so that I can learn.
Okay.
So I can go back and make some kind of difference there. And in that 5-year period, after graduation, I actually gained an interest in Asia.
Okay.
And namely Korea, because I had one of my friends that came out here. He was one of the first people to get a KGSP scholarship from my country.
Okay.
And he told me about life here, and that there were so many opportunities, and that there was this huge black community that was growing. And at that time I started learning about like the black exodus, all these people moving from the Western countries into Asia,
Okay.
and I was very interested in that, and I managed to find a class, a Korean language class in my home country. So I started going there, I made a lot of friends, and I started learning the language. But that was just a hobby. So last year, after learning the language as a hobby, going to events, I always went to events at the Korean embassy.
Okay.
And after going to events and hearing about Asia and having an interest in it, and saying that prayer of wanting change, one of my good friends, who was also a KGSB scholar from my country, who lived here.
That's a Korean scholarship?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's the Korean government scholarship program, and there were a few trainees that had gotten access to scholarships via that program.
Okay.
And one of them was actually one of my good friends that I met in Korean class.
Okay.
And she graduated from Ewha Women's University. So because of that, she ended up working with the honorary consul to our country here in Korea.
Okay.
And my school now, which is International University, has a scholarship program whereby they grant scholarships to students who come from countries that don't have an embassy here in Korea.
Okay.
So she called me and she was like, I know that you were looking for some way to pursue your education again, but the scholarship is for a bachelor's degree.
Okay.
And she's like, do you still want to try it? And this came 2 days after my birthday. 2 days after I had said that prayer.
Oh, wow.
And I said...
Oh, you said 20th or
Yeah.
28th?
So, like, my birthday is the 9th of June.
No, you said the 20th.
My 20th birthday. I'm 29 now. So
Okay,
this is an exact year ago.
Okay.
So...
Wait, your 20th or 28th?
28th birthday.
Oh, because I thought it was 20, like
No,
20.
I'm 28.
Okay,
So
okay, got it.
So she called me and she's like, well, they're offering this school, and if you take it, you'd be the first recipient from your country, and it gives you, access to go to school here in Korea.
Okay.
And she said, it's not what you were exactly looking for, but you can try it.
Yeah.
So I rushed to get all my documents together.
Yeah.
And I sent it off, and I hope for the best. And I sent my documents off at the end of June. And by the end of July, I had my news that I was going to be coming to Korea.
Oh, wow.
I did like a lot of fundraising. I sold everything that I own.
Wow.
My friends helped me a lot. I have to say thank you to my family and to my friends, because for anybody who gets this kind of opportunity in our circle, it's a case of this is everyone's dream.
Okay.
This isn't
So
just
everyone comes together.
Everyone came together. Everybody helped me. My friends bought me a brand new wardrobe when I came out here.
Oh,
brand new clothes.
Okay,
Everything I
okay.
came in my suitcase with was brand new.
Okay.
They helped me to get my ticket money together, because I was working, but my ticket cost me the equivalent of 10,000 TT in my country's
far.
money.
Yeah.
It's far. And I had to rally everybody around me, and I'm very thankful for that. Because then I saw that, yes, it means that I had an impact on these people's lives that were around me, for them to want to help me that much.
Yeah.
So I was very happy about that. And I packed my bags, said goodbye, and I flew, and I've been at International now for 1 year, and it's been quite an experience.
Okay, so how has it been? Like, you went through all that. You prayed a prayer.
Yes.
2 days after, it was pretty much
It was a whirlwind.
Right?
Everything was a whirlwind.
Right? And now you're here. So how do you feel about it? Do you feel like you made the right decision? What has your experience been like so far?
Honestly, sometimes, I'll be honest, sometimes I feel like sometimes there are days I think, why you leave your good, warm country to come out here in the cold, girl? But most days, not just when things are going well, even when things are difficult, I have faith that I'm on the right path, because now I feel like if what I've always wanted to do, which is to advocate for my country, that's my dream, to advocate for my country. And when I started learning about Korea and their growth miracle economically, I told myself, if I can get that type of knowledge and take it back home to the Caribbean, we could do great things.
Yes.
And it's not just a case of, oh, I'm out here and I can enjoy my life and I don't have to think about home. Home is always right here.
Yeah.
It's right here, always. So anybody that knows me knows that I rep Trinidad to the fullest.
To the core.
Right?
Yeah.
So even at my school, like when you're a new student and you're the first from your country, they hoist your flag.
Okay.
So every day I walk past my flag, and when I'm homesick, I go there and I hug it. And it's not just for me, it's for God and country and family, in that order.
So you have a plan?
Yes, I have a plan.
Yeah.
I intend to, when I'm done with this degree, I may do a master's in Asian studies, which is to study economic and political integration, and international trade law. And after that, possibly a doctorate, but I may at some point I have to take a break. I've been pursuing education for a long time.
Okay.
And I'm going into my 30s, so at some point, I may take a break, settle down, and then go back at it again. But
run through it.
Run through it,
Either
however it happens. But my goal, I wanna learn out here. This is why I'm out here. I'm here to learn. I have to learn Korean. I have to learn the culture. I have to learn about how their economy works as part of my degree. But all of that knowledge and all of the issues that they have, they're not uncommon issues. They're not just Asian issues. So there are issues that are present everywhere in the world. So if this that I can learn, they're much further ahead in certain ways than us. So if this that I can learn and I can take that back home, then that's my goal. I want to advocate for my country, for my region, for my people.
Okay. So what has your experience been like being a student here? Like being a black woman in a university in Korea?
Oh, well.
Tell us about that experience. Yeah.
In the beginning, I was actually the second black girl at my university.
Okay.
So my roommate is actually the first. So she was like, girl, you're in for it.
Oh my God.
Because she's from the continent, and I think people don't realize what a difference it is when you're from the continent versus when you're Caribbean.
Okay, really?
So for her, she's like, she has a really African upbringing.
Okay.
And for me, I got a really Caribbean upbringing. And
Are they close?
There are parallels.
Okay.
Right, there are parallels. But what I realize is that for them, what I realized out here is that blackness is not a monolith. But for them, they see it as, oh, I'm African and you're Caribbean. And then there's a lot of exchange involved. We're both black. And we have a lot of the same experiences, because anti-blackness, that follows everyone everywhere.
Yeah. It's just the way you look, right?
Yeah, it's just because when they look at me, they don't know that I'm Trinidadian.
Yeah, people don't know that.
So what you're perceived as is a black woman. You're a black woman, and all of the hang-ups and stereotypes that may come with that.
Yep.
So, as a student, well, my professors have been very helpful. Some of them have been very helpful.
Okay.
There is the issue of the language barrier, even though my classes are in English.
Okay.
Some of the professors may not be confident, and if the class is majority Korean, if you don't advocate for you need to teach in English, they won't do it.
Okay.
So you have to be an advocate for yourself and for your fellow foreign students. As a black person, in the beginning, I had some negative experiences.
Okay.
But
at the school?
Yes, at the school, and also just moving around, learning about Korea, learning the transit system. But I've gotten to the point where that doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Because I hold on to my why. Why am I out here? What am I here to accomplish? What my goals are, who I am. And not just who you are, but what you are. Because you may know who you are, but you don't know what you are. Right? So
when you say what you are, so what are you?
I'm not just someone who plays a role in my family. I intend to be the Joseph of my family.
Okay.
So that's my role. I was the first one to get out.
Okay.
In terms of getting out of Trinidad and having this kind of experience, I'm the first one that I know of. So I intend to be the Joseph of my family. Upon my shoulders, my generation will grow.
Oh, wow.
My generation will be built. And I don't intend to just be out here and, I'm here for the travel experience. I'm not gallivanting.
Yeah.
Right? I do have fun. I am a Trinidadian. It's part of the DNA. It's in us.
But it's secondary.
Yeah. But that's secondary. You know, more than anything, I'm here to accomplish a goal. And I'm here to show people that come from my country, my identity got stronger when I got here.
Okay.
Because
Also.
because I am the representative of my country at my school. Because I'm the only one. I am the only impression of a Trinidadian that they're going to get.
Yeah.
So, and I have to treat it that way with everyone. I have to treat it that way, right? So
an ambassador, whether or not
whether or not I like it,
it's like
I'm an ambassador.
yeah,
Some
it's
days
tested upon you. You gotta just wear it.
Exactly. And some days you may not want to be an ambassador. You don't want to be put into the role of being anybody's role model. But what drives me is that at the end of the day, I have to be authentic. As long as it is that I'm living my values and I'm authentic, everything else is okay. And I'm a very big fan of Brené Brown. And she says that if you're not, she calls it the arena, you know, the way you live your life is your arena. And if it is like somebody else is not in the arena, you know, getting kicked, getting you know, with dust and sweat and blood, and they're not doing anything brave with their life, I don't consider their opinion.
Okay.
So if you're out there and you're being brave,
yeah,
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I will listen to you because it means that you have an experience that I can learn from. But if it is that all you have is idle talk, it doesn't matter to me.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So there's so in your school, right? Can you like pinpoint an experience, like maybe like two experiences, maybe one that stands out that's really, really positive and one that might not be so positive that you may learn from? Yeah.
Like, okay, so when I first got here, Chuseok holiday, which is Korean Thanksgiving, is very big in Korea, and I was alone. When I got here, I felt really lonely, and I didn't have the community that I have now because I didn't reach out as yet.
Okay.
I was more focused on settling in. And for Chuseok holiday, they actually arrange a homestay whereby you go and you spend Chuseok with a Korean family.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? Nobody wants to take up the opportunity, so let me go. So I went and I spent the Chuseok weekend with a Korean family. So it was a mom, a dad, their son, and their niece, and they all lived together in Ilsan and Seoul.
Okay.
And they treated me like their daughter.
Okay.
They took me around everywhere I wanted to go. They took me around. We cooked Korean food together. We ate. It was so nice. Like, they made me feel like I felt less homesick.
Okay.
You know, I felt like I mean, I don't have a generalized idea of people. At the end of the day, people are themselves.
Individuals.
And they're individuals, and they're not representative completely of their entire group. But at that point, I didn't feel very welcome here. But because of that experience, I saw these people are willing to open their homes to me, and they don't know who I am. And we talked for hours about my home and about my country and our food and our music, and they were genuinely interested. Okay. You know, so that was really positive.
Why didn't you feel welcome? What was it? Like you weren't connecting with people, or?
I think in the beginning, the issue was that people come here with that. There's a period when you come here where you're completely blissfully ignorant. I didn't have that period because I already read Korean, I already spoke some Korean, I knew some phrases.
Okay.
So when you can understand what's being said around you, you're more likely to be reactive.
I see.
So sometimes you go on a train and they didn't want to sit next to me, and I would think about that, like why don't they want to sit next to me? But and then there are words that are used in Korean about black people that aren't so nice, and I knew them and I heard them very early on.
Okay.
But then when I started to think about it, I said, you know what, probably haven't seen a black person before. In where I live in Incheon, that's actually the case for a lot of people. They haven't seen a black person before. Now, because I live in Songdo City, it's an international city, so more of us are there. They're teachers and lecturers and even sportsmen. There are a lot of Kenyans that come to my school to run. So now they see different types of black people, and they realize that we come in a spectrum and they're different shades and different colors, different accents, So it's more of an exposure thing. When I got here, what was hard was, even though I speak English, my accent is obviously not an American accent. So sometimes at school it would be hard for the professor to understand me. And there was one time a teacher made a bad remark about my accent. And I had to tell her, I was like, I'm sorry that my accent may be heavy, but that's no reason for you to say that about me. Right? It doesn't have any bearing at all on my intelligence or my ability, and I don't appreciate that.
Yeah.
And that actually caused her to become more interested in me. And by the end of the semester, we were good friends.
Yeah, well, look at that.
So, it's just about taking everything in stride. You wanna be open. Face everything with an open heart. Because it doesn't make sense to have this horrible outlook going in. Be realistic.
Yeah.
But don't be pessimistic.
And you're empowered by your why, right? You're fueled by it, right?
That's my why.
It pushes you beyond those negative experiences.
Yeah.
Right? So what would you say drives you? You listed a few things earlier. So I think people have an idea of your mindset. But is there one thing that governs your life that drives you in all your endeavors?
I guess a strong sense of purpose.
Yeah.
Like I want it to be that I grew up in a very Christian home, and now I consider myself to be more spiritual than Christian.
Okay.
Like really strong evangelical Christian. That was my background.
Okay.
Which is very common in the Caribbean.
Indeed.
But for me, it's a strong sense of purpose. When my life ends, whenever that day comes, I want my life to be empty, in that I've given all that I can give, and I've contributed to the soul of the world. Not just, I've done this for my family, or I have these accolades. I want it to be that what I've done is something that was impactful, that it left a good mark. That's my main thing. If it is that if my eyes are to close today, my life was purposeful.
A guy by the name of Ed Milet said, he said, live life maxed out.
Yeah.
Right? So you just say you're pushing everything. Right?
Yeah, everything.
You're living full and you're dying empty.
Yeah.
Right? That's my thing as well. Exactly that. A purpose-driven life. When I'm gone, I just want to make sure that I did what
I was supposed to do while I was here.
Exactly.
Because so many of us, we go through that.
Because it's easy to
just not care. But
just live and die.
I can't do it. I feel when I'm off my path, because there have been times in my life where I've been off my path. And when I'm off my path, I know.
Yeah.
And you feel it. Everything feels wrong. Everything feels like you're just doing it and it's to no end.
Yeah.
And then when you get back on your path, when you've centered yourself, when it is that you've done your personal work, you've taken stock of everything that's going on in your life, you put everything back in balance, you feel like, okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing now.
How do you, in terms of, we have a mission, right? So BEJ, we have a mission, which is to repair the image of black people globally, right? Because we believe that one of the reasons why even black people have different thoughts about other black people as well, and people who are not black have a certain thought, or certain thoughts, is because of the media, right? And there's a certain image that we're inundated by, like we get the negative image, just stereotypical negativity, right? So what do you think we could do? Because we want to, I don't know, do something. What do you think we can do as individuals to change the image or advance our position as black people in the world?
Well, first off, your everyday life. If you treat your everyday life as outreach, if you treat your everyday life as building an image, then I think that's the smallest, most individual step you can make.
Okay.
Because I've educated myself about the tropes that surround black people and black women.
Okay.
And angry, being one of them when we're just assertive, So individually, know what the tropes are and know where they come from, and then tell yourself, I'm gonna live my life a certain way. However you choose to live your life.
Yeah.
But be aware of that. And also, wherever you think that you don't think that you're going to be welcome, or wherever you think that maybe you won't fit, push yourself to be there.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, I just participated in a forum, the Asian Economic Community Forum.
Okay.
And as part of that, there's a Model Asian Union where we had to present like a model of Korean unification and formation of an Asian economic community. And this was done over the summer, and then we had to present last week. And I was the only black person there in that space, surrounded by experts on Asian economy. And even though people may be like, oh, why are you putting yourself through all that stress? Because one, we're not traditionally thought of to be in that kind of space.
Yes.
So even if you're an intellectual, you're a teacher, you're a doctor, you're whatever you do, and or whatever you are, if it is that you see a space where you think that traditionally black people are not, push yourself to be in those spaces.
Yeah.
Show other people that we have a space here too, we have a place here too.
Yeah.
And that our voices are valid, and that we're just as intelligent and articulate, and that we have positive contributions to make. And I think more than anything, that is what will change the image. Because for too long we've boxed ourselves in.
Yeah.
And we've told ourselves, oh, that's not a black thing. Why?
If someone speaks eloquently, it's like
then
you're
it's not a
speaking,
black thing.
not
You're speaking white.
Precisely.
No, that has absolutely nothing to do with it. Put yourself
Nonsense.
in those places. Put yourself in those spaces. Know that we belong there.
Yeah.
Represent yourself. Represent your ethnicity. Let blackness be a thing that's associated with being in every space.
Yeah.
In every space.
Yeah. And fight off imposter syndrome too, because I feel like some
my
people may
God.
have that.
I went
like,
through that.
if you feel
You
like,
feel like it, oh my God, I don't belong here.
You
And you go through the big freak out. Like, I mean, I've been through it, all of it. But at the end of it, you fight through that. And you hold on to what is your source, what is your why, what is your source, and you hold on to it and you push through.
Yeah. Okay, so you also have an entrepreneurial spirit, right?
Yes.
So tell us briefly how that was cultivated and what you're doing now that's entrepreneurial.
Okay, so back home, what happened was that, I graduated from UE, I can't find a job. Ended up finding a job, but it didn't pay very well.
Okay.
And I just needed something to, get more income. And I always liked cakes, and I always liked cooking. And I just started baking cupcakes for my friends.
Yeah.
And I was also a part of like the cosplay and comic community at home. So my first sale was actually at a Trinidad and Tobago Gamescom.
Oh, nice.
So I was in full cosplay selling cupcakes.
Nice.
So that was the start of Treats by Nlicia. And over a 3-year period, I actually self-taught myself to bake, to frost cakes, to decorate. And that was the gist of the business. So I would bake out of my apartment, out of my grandmother's house, out of my mom's house. It was just something that I did also for catharsis, So it was really a great thing for me mentally, and monetarily it helped plug a hole. When I came here, I had to put things on hold, but what I hope to do here in Korea is to expand my business in that I want to bring a taste of Caribbean cuisine, Trinidadian cuisine to people out here.
Okay.
And also to the Trinidadians that are out here but miss home and they don't have the time to cook, so to provide like a concierge service. They call me, I go there, I cook, I serve, that kind of thing. And also to possibly restart my cake business because I really do miss it. And, to that will help me with my living expenses while I'm here in Korea, because I am a student, and students always need money.
So you believe in entrepreneurship?
Yes,
right?
I do.
Okay. So could you tell us about maybe one lesson that you learned coming here from Trinidad that you can share with people? I know that some people watch from the Caribbean as well, so maybe you can just one lesson, something you learned.
One lesson: don't box yourself in.
Okay.
More than anything, I know that even if things are hard right now, that everything, every hardship that you go through, every encounter that you have, every interaction that you have with someone, because more than anything, the reason why I'm here is because of my interactions. I would have never known about Korea had I not met my friend who came out here first. I would not have gotten my skull if it is that I didn't connect with my good friend that's been out here for years. I would not have found a class, and everything started with one interaction, with one step. Don't devalue your connections. More than anything, that's what we're here for, to connect with people and to impact their lives. And don't devalue that, and don't box yourself in. Don't put limitations on yourself, because in the Caribbean we have a tendency to be very Eurocentric, very USA-centric. You know, when it comes to education, do not close yourself into one area. There are opportunities everywhere.
Yes.
If it's just that you're willing to search for it, and you're willing to work for it, and you're in the right circle, these things will come to you. But you have to make sure, be personally ready,
and remain open.
Yeah, and open, and don't limit yourself.
Yeah. All right. I feel like we could have a part 2. Like, guys, honestly, like this, like there's just so much. I feel like you have so much to share, right? But thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Could you tell them where they could find you online as well? Okay,
so I'm on Instagram at 2 places. My personal page is at Nlicious, NINILICIOUS 723. That's my personal page. And then my business page is at Treats by Nlicious. So you guys can follow me on both pages for updates about my business and also about my life, you know, here in Korea. So, and I'm on Facebook as well, but my main outlet is IG.
Okay, so there you have it, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and remember to subscribe to this channel for weekly videos on the Black experience across the globe. Until next time, bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to share your story or have us visit your region, send us a message on any of our social media platforms or via our website.
That's good.